Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Just Gaming Today. Today we're going to play some Rogue Tower. We haven't played this in a while, so let's get back into it. I'm not sure if I have upgrade points to spend. I do have 418 points to spend. So let's take a look at where we might want to drop those. It does look like we can invest in the treasury here. I'm going to scroll in here so we can take a little better look at it. We can, let's see, go over here. Move my keyboard down a little bit. Yeah, so we can go over here and snag, begin the game with an extra 100 gold. That's always really good. We have 318 more points. Let's take a look at these other cards. These cards over here in the blue are the permanent ones. So they're the ones that are pretty nice because they just exist all the time. You know, they never, they don't apply to just a particular tower. I am going to do this increase maximum mana by 20. Then we have 133 left. You can see how much you have left here at the top. Let's see, I don't know if we have any more permanent ones. Everything else is requiring us to have more cards unlocked. So let's oblige that. So last time we played, we did talk about maybe getting into this poison sprayer. We were having problems taking care of what is it? Think, yeah, so poison. So the way you can tell kind of review this for all the towers here. So we did get into these other towers, the ballista, the mortars, and you see we've taken some for the Tesla coil and the Frostkeep so far. But the way you can tell if you're having problems with a particular type of damage that you need to deal, like health, shield, armor, or whatnot, you can take a look at the different towers here, kind of figure out which one do I want to get into. So the poison sprayer here, if you take a look, it already starts with these cards here selected for you. So you can tell that this poison sprayer is going to do well against shields. And it also tells you in the description, great against shields, weak against armor. So it uses mana to spray enemies with poison damaging them over time. Now it's key to note that this is another thing that's going to use mana. So you kind of got to figure out, what do you want to use? Do I want to use the Tesla coils? Do I want to use the poison sprayer? Tesla coils are pretty good against shields too. But if you're having a lot of problems with shields, you might want to use both of them. So, or strategically place them with which one you think might do better. I actually don't remember how the poison sprayer works. I think it kind of sprays it out in a cone and can hit more than one, but we'll have to see. So we have some more points here. So I'm going to take the cheapies here because I need to open up more cards. All poison sprayers deal an extra 50% poison damage. Poison damage deals damage over time, which is particularly effective against shield. Poisoned enemies take additional damage to shields. So I'm going to take spores. We're 2 points off of this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and take these as well. We're 15 points into this. We're probably going to earn enough to make up for what we're spending here. So let's do that. We'll get a poison sprayer active. It does kind of, I guess, pollute the pool. And what I mean by that is, you've got more towers, you have more cards. So if you're trying to get something very, very specific, it gets more difficult. But that's okay. We're in it for the fun and see how the game goes. So let's return to the main menu. Let's play. Now, we've been playing on the single defense. I think that's best at this point to still do that. We've only ever gotten to level 30, so we want to kind of get it to the point where we're ready to kind of rock and roll and just absolutely destroy stuff. If we get to the final boss and win, then we might be ready to move on to the two attacks, two roads that lead into the tower. So this is a single defense here. It's just got one road leading to the tower. In a double, you would have a second road that leads in. So it gets very interesting very quickly when you have two roads leading in. It gets to be a lot more difficult, and it you kind of manage both sides. Now, you still have to pick like where you expand, so we'll see that as we move along too. Gets to be very interesting. So let's look here. We've got some houses that are pretty decently placed here. If you defend the houses, you get extra gold each time, so you can see that by clicking on the house. See next gift is 1, and it says the house is protected by 1 tower. So if we put a second ballista here and go back to the house again, it'll say protected by 2 and it's generating 2 gold. Now this gold amount will go up. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and say, we're going to go ahead and protect each of these houses 3 times. Those ballista will be able to do some work here. You can see they've got some decent range there. So let's go ahead and throw some other ballista down here. And at 130, I might, I'm going to go ahead and throw 2 more out and just basically call it there. And then we're kind of ballista-ized that whole section there. Let's throw a ballista maybe where we won't have to destroy it. This is a 2. I'm probably going to put something decent there. So I'm going to just throw a ballista here. Hopefully we'll be able to kind of make that work. I'm going to just demolish one of these maybe and start to spread it out a little more. And let's see here. Let's see what we get on this one. So this is pretty decent. We got a long stretch, and that stretch contains some elevation. So we might want to maybe throw a ballista here just for the heck of it. And then we get our first offering with cards. So now we've expanded our card selection. So now that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things to select from. Before in the beginning, I think it was only 4. So we've gotten to the point where now we're showing, it's either 3 or 4 in the beginning. We've gotten to the point where now we're showing 6. So you can see how we get to, have a better selection and manage, how our build's going to go. Once you open a tower, though, you open all those cards associated with the tower. So you have to kind of make sure that's a tower you really want. I do want the poison sprayer, but I think I want the frost keep. I want to guarantee the frost keep here. It's unusual to see this many new towers, but in the beginning, that's how it kind of goes. You get exposed to a lot of towers, you make your choices. I'm going to go ahead and select the frost tower here. So we only have 30 mana and 3 per second, so we can't really put a lot of stuff out, but let's throw a frost keep out and see if our mana can sustain at least 1 frost keep. Now you see the mana only goes up and down during the game here. So we'll see if we'll be able to sustain. We were at 30, so yeah, it's not too bad. Okay. I doubt we can sustain 2. So that's going to be our frost keep for the moment. Let's take a look over here. So with this, I am going to put a ballista out here just to have something kind of going. And then I haven't really set any of these yet, but what I'm going to start doing is setting it to most health for some of these ballista here. Let's see, I forget exactly how to, oh, you right click. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to set this one to most health and this one to most health. And I'm doing that because eventually we'll get a boss coming, and that boss is going to need us to focus down its health. The first boss is very health oriented. I'm going to set these ones to maybe near death. And these other ones I'm just going to leave alone. These are mostly here at the moment to just build some resources. So you remember when the very first term, we'd only generated 3 gold. Now it's up to 12. Next net gold gain has been 18 so far. So it hasn't paid for any of these ballista yet. However, it will eventually. We might get into a position where we want to surround this house as well. But for now, it's not going to fire at anything. So yeah, they might get a few shots right here, but it's not really going to fire anything. So I think we need to kind of manage that a little bit better at the moment. So let's expand and see what we got coming here. We have a whole bunch of houses exposed. This is kind of good because we can do something like this. And now this house and this house are protected by 1. We got some really good houses over here to put ballista around. We might actually want to move our ballista over here because you're going to get these twofers. Like if I put 1 here and 1 here, both of these houses will be surrounded by 2. They have to be on the same elevation, so you can see an elevation change here. So if I put 1 here, it's not going to give 1 to both of these. So the houses and the ballista need to be on the same elevation for it to give that bonus. Now we talked about wanting the poison sprayer, so I'm going to head and grab that too. It's pretty early to get 2 mana specific towers, but I want both of these to kind of try it out. I've played before, but I don't really necessarily recall exactly what the poison sprayer does. I remember it looks cool, and you put it out and it does this big spray. Um, I think it's pretty effective for. I think it's more effective against shields than the Tesla coil, and the reason why is it poisons. So if you add that poison to an enemy, its shields don't regenerate while it's poisoned, and it takes more damage while it's poisoned. So it's kind of a double whammy. It stops that shield regen. What we're seeing on the last run was our things with shields were just having this such a strong regeneration. By the next point it got to our shield damaging tower, it had already recovered all of its shield. So it was very tough. So I think one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and demolish these towers here. I am going to maybe put them back later, but for the moment, I think I can do better up here. I'm going to put one tower back maybe here. I think that's more effective than here. And honestly, I'm going to demolish this and maybe put another one up here. The reason I'm moving around is that elevation. They just get to fire farther than being here. These are going to be my last ditch effort, guys. I am still going to keep this one at like least health. And then this one I'm going to put at least health as well. So we're going to try and pick some things off as they come around. This one's going to be most health. So we have a little bit more going on all the way. And then I've got some money to work with down here. So let's zoom in on the houses and we'll take a closer look. Now I put one here, and this house is now protected by one. We've got some houses here, but let's go with these and check out how far it goes. It does get to shoot from there, but not great. So I'm going to go ahead and demolish that. We'll probably put them back there anyways for money. Now this house and this house should be protected. Put out another ballista. Now the protection should be 2 apiece. What? Hold. That must have a little bit of a raise in it. That kind of stinks. I was really hoping that that was at the same level. Yeah, it looks like it's raised. So if I check this one again, I would just want to make sure this house says 2. Yeah. So let's demolish this. That's not as good as I thought. I thought this was a regular level 0 space here, but it's actually raised and it's not going to affect both houses. So let's check here. We might actually have to do something like this because I do want a situation where I get 1 for 1, but it's still not. There's another level over here. Ah, darn it. Yeah, so this one is level, oh man, that kind of stinks. Yeah, well, we are getting a 2 for 1 here and a 2 for 1 here, 2 for 1 here. We won't get that here. I don't see anywhere else where we'll benefit from that. But let's go ahead and throw maybe another one here. So this house is going to be protected twice. Once. 1, 1. Let's see. We don't have anything here. These are next to each other. Maybe? Maybe not. Let's check the ballista here. If we put a ballista here, it's not going to... Oh, it does protect that house. Demolish. If we put a ballista here... It doesn't protect this one, and it doesn't protect that one. Yeah, so this one and these 2 spaces are on the same level, and these 3 are on the same level. It's kind of hard to see and figure out with everything being green, but that's the way it's going. So I wish these were on the same level too, but at the moment we have 426. We do have some ballistas spread out here. Let's set them to most health. I'm going to set this one to... maybe most armor. We'll start to like put one at a more armor focused. And then I'm going to set this one to most health. We actually just like raised its damage a little bit. This one doesn't have a lot to shoot at. So I'm just going to leave it at maybe the first one, progress. And then anything you can take a pot shot at, it's just going to take a pot shot. So let's expand and see what we got here. I'm really liking this layout. These little pockets where you force splits. It kind of potentially slows things down a little bit. It splits things up, especially when we start putting in like frost towers and stuff up here. Now we do have 495, so I am going to throw maybe a ballista here in the middle. And we'll probably end up putting a frost tower here and over here, probably here first. Then we'll look at doing some extra work. Oh, wow, that's awesome. It's really, really good to have there. So speaking of places to put frost towers and poison sprayers, this is definitely one of them. For now, I'm just going to put a ballista in there. And the reason being is I don't have enough to generate mana yet. So we need, when we get the card offerings, we really need to get, uh, get the offering that basically tells us that we can put down the mana siphons next to these mana crystals. So we got. So we got Ballista Steel damage. We got Tesla Coil, Spores. This is really good. Build a Mine, build a Mana Siphon. That's exactly what we wanted. So we're going to take that. And basically what we want to do is start dropping Mana Siphons. Again, the Mana Siphons kind of function the same as the Ballistas next to the houses. They have to be on the same level. So this one here, we can put one here, we can put one here. But if we put it here, it just says nothing. It says, place this next to a Mana Crystal because we're one level up. So you can't put it a level up. That's okay. We're going to start putting them by putting them back here. I'm going to put probably as many of them as I can. And mana crystals are the only, or I think it's only the ore type, thing that we're going to mine or pull resources from that you don't get a double. So that even though we put it here, we're currently gathering 1 mana per second instead of 2. You see how it only faces this crystal. You don't get a 2 for 1 on those. But it's okay. I mean, it is what it is. Let's put down another mana crystal, and now we have 7. So we're probably looking at being able to put down our next Frostkeep. Now I was thinking about putting a Frostkeep here, but now that we have this exposed, we're going to go to work on this area here probably. This is a really good start. We have some mana crystals back here. As far as resources go, we have 1 iron, we have 1 tree. It would be nice to see some more trees and stuff, but we did get this big house area. So they're going to start generating quite a bit of gold. Unfortunately, we didn't stick with these houses, but it's okay. We kind of just need to, abandon this spot a little bit, unfortunately. Let's see if we can get these guys all dead. Looks like we'll be okay. Excellent. So now we have 214. Can't really build much on towers. So let's take a look at expanding. Here we got a whole forest. That's awesome. Now trees, I'll remind you, trees start at a certain amount of gold. The really, really early on, I think they're like worth 4 gold a piece. As you chop them, you get gold. And each time you expand, all the gold that you get for a tree will go up. So this will probably go up to like, I don't know, 70 or 72 or something next time, maybe 68. We'll check back when we expand again. Our next Frostkeep is 350, so I'm going to look to put a Frostkeep in here. At level 3, it's probably going to cover, it covers that whole area. So now I want to look at putting a poison sprayer and seeing how far that goes. I think we should be able to take care of these guys with what we got, but you can always throw what I call like these temp ballistas down, but I don't have enough gold. But if you do, you can throw a temp ballista down and just let it shoot and then just demolish it before, when you don't need it, right at the end of that run. So here we got Tesla Coil. We don't want anything else that draws mana at the moment. Not to say we won't get a Tesla Coil later, but it's too much mana. We only have +7 mana at the moment. So bleed them dry, increase bleed. We don't have things that are bleeding right now. And then we also have these poison sprayer. Poison sprayer is something we want to get into. So all poison sprayers gain plus 50% poison damage. I'm going to take this, even though we don't have a poison sprayer yet. That's going to be the next thing we build. Just having plus 50% poison damage is quite excessive. So you really kind of want that. So the next thing we're going to build is probably a poison sprayer right here. And I'm going to set this one. I think we got all these ballistas set up good. Yeah. So now you can see the trees were 64. If we expand again, let's check it one more time. It's worth 81. So it was far more than what I thought. 64 jumps to 81. So the longer you keep the trees around, the more you end up as far as money. Now I am going to take one because I want to put a poison sprayer out and see what it does. Now we can watch a poison sprayer. I'm going to go ahead and have it focus on most shield because that's what it's going to do the most damage to. You can see the shield multiplier here is 9. Then I'm going to have it do most health. And then I'm just going to leave it with progress. So that way it just kind of shoots things from that point. Now, you can see these guys had some shields in here, and now all their shields is gone. And most of it's because they had poison on them. You can also see that they just didn't get as far. Some of them were getting down here, and these ones didn't get as far. So now with this poison sprayer established, we can start to do some pretty good work here. Here I'm going to set it to most health. I really don't even think you have to do anything with these guys, but I go ahead and set it anyways. I think they just slow everything in the area, and it doesn't really matter if you set its intentions. Um, so we got another mana crystal, got another tree here, got some elevation. This is really nice to have elevation all along the way here. Picked up some more houses. We have 269. At 269, I think I'm going to put in one more ballista here, just so we're slowing things down. We're poisoning them. We're going to shoot the heck out of them. I'm also going to make this a most shield as well. So I really want to try and set up some things that are going to start hammering the shields, and we're going to layer in some armor. If we get the mortar, the mortars do a lot of damage to armor. So like start looking for things that are going to start working for us. Now, when I get a fork like this, I always try and see if I get a fork that curves back around. And the reason being is if I get something that curves, then the towers that I lay down here are kind of doing double work. They're doing work when they're coming down here, and they're doing work when they're coming back here. So you kind of get the double up on things, and that it does work very well. You can see the poison sprayer is just doing lots of damage. You can see the poison when they have this little purple skull and crossbones. That's when they have the poison. Let's take a close look at him if we can. Yeah, you see him here? So he's got poison. It's going to tell you how much poison damage it's doing too. When the poison eats the shields, it goes right into the health. So it's a very effective debuff. And the same holds true for burning and bleeding. All those things, bleeding applies towards health, the burning applies towards armor. So back in the day when you're playing D&D and you got that heat armor and you're throwing it on metal, that heat armor, it doesn't feel too good when you're in plate mail. So the ones that are very heavily armored, the burning does good against them too. So we have quite the selection here. We've got Mana Bank, which generates mana through the magic of the magic market. It's really expensive to build one though, so I'm going to hold off on that. They're like 500 gold to build one. Increase the main tower's max health by 3. That's always good to start getting. I'm not going to get it quite yet. We haven't taken any damage, and we have 14 health at the moment. The broadhead bolts do +1 health. This is maybe a good time to take this, and the reason being is we got a boss coming up that's health based. So we have all these ballista out there, and having all the ballista do 1 extra health with each arrow is pretty good. I like this one, but later on, I don't want to pick up Tesla coil, and we haven't seen any reason to build the universities yet. So you'll see like these occult shrines later on. You build a university next to them to discover lost knowledge. I don't want to say what that is until we actually get it. So let's do broadhead bolts here, or I would say these are probably the 2 selections at this point in the game. But with that boss coming up, I am going to take the broadhead bolt. So we have 423 at the moment. We seem to be doing okay with the mana, but I actually want to build my mana resources up some more. So then we can feel more confident about putting another mana-based tower out. I'm just going to go all in on these. You can always destroy them and get your money back. But I'm going to go all in and hit at 10 per second and just see if we can keep maintaining that mana. And if I can, maybe look at putting, another poison sprayer in here for now, or ballistaize this. I like having the ballistas here and special towers on the 3 range. But you can build this however you want. If you want to put all ballista towers here and just have things going to town, try different things out. This is just how I've liked putting things. And now our trees look to be worth 100 apiece, so that's kind of cool. So let's see if there's a potential loop back here. If this kind of spawns over this way, let's see what happens. Okay, it goes the same direction. So this isn't terrible, because if we get one that keeps going straight here, we have the potential to, let's see, I want to put something out here. So I don't have enough gold, but it looks like we're just going to have to deal with what we deal with. 118, we got a frost keep. We're definitely doing well on the mana. Do we have a 3? If we had a 3 here, that might be good because we can slow things down coming into this poison sprayer bit. Now this thing here is like a kind of like a house on wheels here. So this thing here, it has a ton of shields here. You see, once it starts getting that poison, kaboom, it just starts losing that shield really, really fast. Everything else is dead. That poison sprayer is doing a lot of work. Yeah. But when the house is gone, all these little goblins jump out. So it's a pretty rough thing. You want to kill it farther out so the goblins pop out. Sometimes, you get a house that explode, one of those moving fortresses that kind of get over to here and they explode, then all the goblins hit and do their damage. So definitely want to have things downstream that can take effect and do some work for them. Now here, if we're looking to put a frost keep up, we do have everything coming through this whole thing again. Put one here. Let's test it out. You can always test it and see. I wish you could kind of hide this. I don't know if you can or not and still see this edge. But you see we're just shy of putting frost on this edge here. So I'm going to demolish it for a second. We do have a 3 here. It's our closest 3. So if I put one here, you can see it's most of this lane here. So this one might be a good one, and we start building this up a little bit because you want to have kind of, I don't know, I've always thought you kind of want to have waves of this stuff, but this is a good build-up section here too, so maybe this is the next one we do. So let's take a look down here. We have a lot of ballista here, but not a lot of elevation. So let's look to put a frost keep here. Now, this frost keep is going to cover a pretty good amount of range. This frost keep and this frost keep overlap a little bit. So maybe let's move it down one if we can. I think it's still a level 3 here. 1, 3, 2. Yeah, let's put it here so it's a little, oops, sorry, wrong one. Let's do the, oh, no, I don't want to chop the tree either. Let's demolish this. And then let's put the frost keep here. And yeah, so they'll overlap a little less, and that way things will be more frozen as we go along. So we can start building this area up a little bit with some damage and then start to fill this area out. I do want to put 2 more ballista here as well. Actually, I'm going to keep that one there. I just want something that can start shooting at stuff. We have 10 gold. Let's go. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about, this double damage area. But everything's coming at the same time, so it's not as good as a loop back. If something's looping back, you've got a long way until it turns around. This, you kind of got stuff coming on both sides. So it's a little rougher. It's good, but it's not as good. Yeah, if this one here looped back and went back through here, which it can, I would be happier, but I don't think it's going to do that. We'll have to see. Now I'm still good on the mana. I've got 2 frost keeps and I've got a poison sprayer here, and we seem to still be doing okay. I'm going to put a second poison sprayer out here and just have it go to town on shields and then health. So got a lot of poison spraying going on, and our mana's still looking pretty good at +10. So let's see, mana bank we talked about already. +2 damage on health is pretty good with the ballista. We can start doing a lot of those. I think I'm just going to go with that. So let's see if we can get a turnaround here. Nope, it's still going straight. That's fine. We're starting to see some mines, some more iron out here. We got some trees. Trees are worth 169 now. I might chop a random tree here. Get some extra gold. With that gold, I can maybe start filling out ballista here. Let's see, ballistas are 220 now. This one's 235. So I'm going to go ahead and set those up. I'm going to set these up for most health. That boss will be coming soon. I think it comes around level 15 or so. And you'll see it. It's just going to be a big dude that comes out. You don't know where it's going to come out from. We do have 2 sources of monsters at the moment. These were what, 169? We'll have to see where they're at next time. Yeah, these poison sprayers are quite good. I like them a lot better than the Teslas. I'm not saying Teslas are bad, because they're not necessarily bad. But as far as dealing with shields, I think poison sprayers are more dominant. Let's go here and see what we get. Okay, we did open up another source. So we have 3 sources of monsters now. Can we put a frost keep down? Almost. Now, frost keep 3 here might cover both sides. Look. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that out. I think that frost keep's going to go good here just to kind of slow things down, do a little bit of damage. I do see that our mana's kind of starting to struggle a little bit, so we'd have to build more mana crystals. So we have 353. Do we have any more down here that we can build? We did put some, demolish these because I just needed them for a little bit. Let's put them in other places. So let's look at maybe one here and one here. And we're going to set it to most health. And this one I'm just going to set on progress. So some of them you just kind of want to change up the things that they're firing at. Let's put mana siphons around this one. We're fully mana siphoned here. This one's actually not doing anything. So hold on a second. Ball ballistas slow enemies by 5% of the damage they deal. All ballistas deal +3 to health. Ballistas deal 25% bleed damage. Oh, there's some really good ones here. I'm going to pick the slow for now. This one actually is doing nothing. So I don't know why it's there. Maybe I just double clicked for some reason. But this one looks good. This one's doing its stuff. This one's good. This one's good. And this one's good. So let's go down and see. Do we have any more mana crystals anywhere? Yeah, we got plenty. So here we've got a three banger here. Again, with the mana crystals, you can push the shift key and just put multiple down without having to go back here and click again. I'm going to keep the 330 we have at the moment. Trees are now worth 196. I think I'm going to try and hold off on the trees. I might take one more and then look to put in maybe a poison sprayer over here if we can. Yeah, so we're doing some damage up here as these things are coming by in this Frostkeep area. And then do we have enough for mana siphon? We do. Let's put one here. Oh, no, not enough gold. Sorry. So let's see. We got 3 sources come in. Guess let's try this one and see. So this is the Oogie. So he's the first guy that is our big dude that's going to be coming down the pike trying to get us. So what I tend to do is try and build a ballista that just fires at him the whole time. So if I have a ballista here, let's say I'm going to put it at most health and just have it shoot at this Oogie as it comes. So as it's coming by, it's going to start shooting at this. It does have some poison on it, so it's taking a little bit of damage. But once it comes into range, it's going to start shooting at this Oogie. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to call it kind of a ballista that I have enough to build another one. So I'm going to go ahead and build it up here. We're just going to have a ballista that's like constantly firing at him. And as it goes by, we'll demolish it and we'll feed in another ballista here, put in most health. This is a way to get more damage focused on him as it's going along. But just as you destroy them, make sure that you're not destroying ones that have been around a while. I've done that by mistake sometimes. So he's almost out of the area here. You see he's almost down a hole. I don't really think we're going to have to do much of this. I'm just going to demolish him because he looks like he's just going to die. Coming through these poison sprayers, he's taking a lot of damage. And he's already got 5,000 damage stacked up in poison. So once he stops taking poison damage or having new poison added, that number's just going to get him. So when the Oogie dies, there's a treasure chest. It's hard to see because it's actually behind this tower, but you see these little crystal or these little sparkles coming up. That's the treasure chest. So we're going to click there and see what we get. Open it. So we can either have the Tesla coil or infection. All sprayers deal +1 damage to health. I don't really want the Tesla coil, so I'm going to take infection. The Golden Forest. Now, this is what I was kind of waiting for these trees. Is trees now have a chance to drop upgrade cards when chopped. So we're going to take that. Let's see if we get another one. No. So we got 2 cards offered. Sometimes you'll get 2, sometimes you'll get 3. I think you might be able to get 4 off of those chests. But we got 2 there. I'm not going to complain. So our chance to get a drop right now is 15%. So if we chop this tree, there's a 15% chance that in addition to the 225 gold, we'll get a card offered. So pretty good. We're going to wait a little bit. I like to have it around 25-30% before you start hacking away at that. Our mana was doing pretty good, but I think what I'm going to do is put in a few more siphons. And then I'm going to put in some ballista over here, like on the 2 slots. So I have some things firing over here. So we're going to go health. Health. I don't think I set this to shield yet. We're going to set it to shield and health. We have 460. I mean, I feel pretty good about what we're doing here. We have a frost keep there, frost keeps. We have 4 frost keeps. I'm going to keep the 460 for the moment. Let's go down and see what happens. Okay, it does loop around. These are first graveyard or gravestones. So gravestones, you put these little haunted mansions, I think they're called, or something, where the gravestones haunt the mansions, and the spirits, there's like a spirit tax, a death tax that feeds you gold each turn. So there's all these little interactions with it's basically another resource to pull from, but you're pulling money out of it with these death taxes. So we're starting to see these things with armor. You see this, I think this gray thing's the armor. I don't remember if armor, I screwed that up last time. I think that's actually the shields. Yeah, either way, the poison's good against everything. So either way, I think this is actually armor. I always think that dark is the armor, but that's actually the armor there, I think. So we'll have to double check again. Let's see if we can click on him. I don't think we can click on him at the moment. Let's see. It says smooth placement, recenter camera, show damage and tower stats. Regenerate 1% of your maximum mana per second. That's pretty good. Use mana to electrify nearby enemies. Frostbite 1. All ballistas deal 1 damage. All poison sprayers do +2 damage to health. I'm going to go with the regenerate mana here. Let's take a look-see here. We got all of this elevation we need to build up over here, so let's see here. These are level 3s, right? No, 2s. Let's see. We have 2 ballistas, poison sprayer, and a frost keep. It starts to loop back around here. Might put another. We might pull some gold out of these houses here. So let's throw some ballistas down here. And the reason I'm choosing here is we have a frost keep. Things are going slow. We put a ballista back here too. I don't think so. It's only protect by 2, so we can't really put one there. Oops, sorry. Sometimes it like chooses this reselect the tree when you click demolish. So we got a couple ballistas here now. I'm going to hold off because I really want some places to put some mortars. And our percentage is now up to 16%. We do have a pretty good amount of money. Always tear things down. I'm going to throw a poison sprayer here and just say Mo Shield again. And then let's go to town. I'm trying to spread these out some. So you see, these things are going to come later than these things. So if I keep going down this path, I'm just spreading it out farther and farther, and hopefully they don't sync up. I think they're still kind of semi-syncing up when it gets down here, but hopefully, we'll get them farther away. So these things can concentrate on this side. The things that are here can really concentrate on this side. And by the time these are passed, all the stuff from here is going through, and then it can start to concentrate on this side. So you get kind of that double work out of them, even though they're kind of at the same junctures here, and they can only fire at one side. So we have 949. We did have a named person either in there or the last time. So let's open that. Every enemy killed regenerates 1% max mana. Yes, please. So we're going to really be able to start putting out some mana generation things. I'm going to put a poison sprayer here. I'm probably going to put another poison sprayer here. And we're just going to call it a day here. So I'm going to set this to most shield. Then I'm going to set this one to most armor. It doesn't do a lot of armor damage. So what we're going to do is we're going to pump up the armor damage. I don't suggest this. I like that spray though. So that spray does, it hits a wide area and you can kind of do quite a bit of damage there. So we're at 456. At this point, I'm probably going to look at killing off a tree and maybe build that other poison sprayer. So let's do that. Let's get a tree, chop it, see if we get a card. Okay, we didn't get a card. That's okay. If you get a card, you'll have a little chest where the tree was, and you'll be able to click it and select from, I think it's 2 cards. Okay, let's expand there. So we did unfortunately get a split here. That's okay. If we get a split that comes back around here, that'd be awesome. But we haven't had the loop backs in this one. A couple games we've had the loop backs, but again, this goes farther and farther and farther. So we can, we're already doing all of our work here. Now you see how this is nice and split now? So we have everything's cycled through on this side, and we're pretty much to the point where now all of this is going to hit everything coming down here, slow it down, do the work, really be nice. So when we get some mortars speckled throughout here, it's really going to be quite nice. And actually, I shouldn't have chopped that tree until I did this expansion too. If you're going to chop a tree, expand, then chop a tree, because it's going to be worth more and have a higher chance to drop a card. So I should have kind of waited. Since I wanted to drop a poison sprayer back here, it wasn't something that I was going to drop in some pivotal area towards the front. So here we got ballistas doing more to shields, poison sprayers to armor. The university we haven't seen yet. Here's what I was wanting to see. This Golden Forest 2. Now the trees are exceptionally choppable, and the reason being 36% chance for a card. So that Golden Trees 2 allows you to just double that percentage chance. I'm going to wait to chop for a second. Again, I'm going to expand down here, hoping for some loop backs. Nice getting that fortress back here. So we should have almost 38% chance. Let's see. Chop one more. Nope. So we'll wait, just kind of chop 2 maybe at a time here. So we've got things being slowed down. I think I might put another frost keep here maybe. Just get it slowing down things. And throw a poison sprayer. Yeah, we got enough, so let's throw another poison sprayer here. Yeah. Just spray everything that goes through here. You can see it's doing some good work there. We're going to do most shield, most health. Sorry, most health. Just slow everything down. And I think we've got another chest over here. Sometimes the chests are pretty hard to click, so let's try here. Let's go a little farther out. Man, come on. There we go. So we're going to open that treasure. And you get this, you'll see the little names on top of people. It's very hard to see because there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to take the slowing with the bolts again. Just slow everything down. I really am a fan of slows. So what I mean by that is you'll see the monsters when they come out, some have little names. When they have names, I think they have a chance to drop a chest. So this is really good down here. I'm liking all this. Let's do an expansion down here again. Now we're even getting a potential loop backs over here. That's where these houses down here become, maybe we start building ballistas around here and other types of towers around here. We could potentially support another poison sprayer here. Yeah, we'll look at that next time. Are we up to 50%? No. So we're at 40%. We've got these guys coming through. I don't see a lot of recovery here. Yeah. Let's see, T. Yeah, so this is going to tell you how much damage you're doing on each type of thing. So that's kind of cool to look at whenever we get a chance. Now our second wave coming from this longer pathway that we formed in the second run here, you see that everything's so much slowed down from these towers, and they speed up a little bit when they heat up outside that frost tower, then they get hit again down here. So far so good. I'm going to start putting out some more mana crystals to support some more towers. I think we got 1 potential there. We've got 3 here. So let's go ahead and just hit the shift key. We're just going to put them anywhere we can. to get, I think this is going to be one, right? Let's check. Will this one do? Yep. Okay. So be careful when you're doing that, because when this pops up, if you select one of these, you just get it. Regenerator 2% mana per second. Increase hit points. We haven't taken any hit points yet. I'm really looking for the mine or the mortar. You don't get rerolls here, so you kind of get what you get. Jagged heads, all frost keeps deal damage. Let's go ahead and start doing some bleeding. We have an awful lot of ballistas, so let's start some bleeding action here. Let's see if this mana siphon's going to get it as well. No. So this one, oh wait, one. Okay, so they all do. Anywhere else? I think all of those are fully covered here. And I thought there was one more down here. Yeah. Looks like we can get maybe 2 out of this one. And 2. I do double check them because sometimes you just don't get anything. Okay, so we're all maned up over here. Now, one thing I want to do is maybe look at doing a frost keep here. And another poison sprayer. And what the heck? Well, we don't have enough for a ballista yet, but we will have enough if we go chop a tree. Let's go chop a tree real quick. Maybe we'll get lucky. We don't. I'm going to put a ballista over here. I do most health, most shield, most health. And hopefully we can take care of a bunch coming through here, maybe. Then we're going to start to spatter some ballista through here. It's kind of tough because we don't have mortars. So the mortars are armor damage dealers. So I'm actually going to maybe start setting some of these to armor. And then pump up the armor a little bit. Yeah. Let's put another ballista maybe here and make it an armor as well. They're not super effective armor damage dealers, but it's just something to just start pinging at the armor. We did get another chest down here, so let's open that treasure. Mana bank, or more health from the sprayers. I'm going to take the health from the sprayers. Let's see. These guys are 42 now. We're going to wait on all this. Should be done pretty soon. Yeah, I see. It really affected this guy. These are the guys that teleport ahead. So you'll see them, they kind of build up a little charge and then they go from here to here. You know, they just jump farther up. I think there's got to be something else left, right? Hold on. Is it back here? Oh, no. We just didn't get anything, so now we expand again. So this did loop back, but it didn't loop back through here. I was hoping that would go straight. But let's keep expanding this way. Let's really extend this out so that we were only dealing with things that we can kind of start to deal with everything here really quickly. And then by the time most of this stuff has gone by, then we can start dealing with these guys. I think another frost keep down here might be the way to go and just slow them down even more. And just keep them slow, keep them in a situation where they don't really get to go very far. Here, yeah, I'm just going to do that. So we're going to put another sprayer down there. Just start slowing them down. And now you see, yeah, all these guys are almost dead over here. Now we should be 44%. Yeah. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more trees. We got really unlucky and didn't get any cards yet, which kind of blows. I was hoping for some more cards, but no. If we get a mine, if we get a ability to build a mine, I would really quite like that. Can we put a ballista in? Yeah. Let's go ahead and throw a ballista here. Do most health on this one. Actually, I'm going to do maybe least health. Just try and kill whatever I can. Pick stuff off and kind of have it. These least health kind of assassins, that's what I call them. You know, they kind of just looking to pick something off. So it can't progress any further. So you kind of, I like having different targeting types so that we're taking care of different problems. Sometimes you want to really focus on one. Other times you want to, kind of spread it out. It depends on your gameplay, what you think is most effective. All ballistas gain 3% chance to freeze enemies. That's pretty good too. We got a lot of ballistas out there. I'm going to take this. I really want that mining though, if we can get it. I'm going to continue down this way and see. We'll eventually get to a portal, or we have it so stretched out that nothing's really going to happen there. So let's go ahead and throw a list down here. I'm going to do just progress and see if we can do some damage here while we can. Actually wouldn't mind putting another mana one down. Our mana's doing pretty good. I don't see any mana here. I see one they get there. Already doing that one. We've done all of these. We could really do a lot with these mines if we can get the mine build thing to come up in our cards. So you see, all of these are taken care of by the time these are even getting up to this rush here. So I think we've done an effective way of kind of just really spanning this out in a way that we're not having to deal with everything at once. I think these guys will start to regenerate some, I believe. But we're not getting a lot of stuff coming through here either. We're taking care of a lot of business there. Yeah, they have little slivers. Let's see. Yeah, now they're getting hit with another sprayer. You see that sprayer's doing a lot of work along with this tower here. Nice. Yeah, I think this is pretty effective. So if you get in a situation where you can just lengthen everything and make it really, really difficult, a really long way to go one way and then have some short, medium pathways, I've noticed that that's quite effective. Like I've just left this alone, and I'm going to go back here eventually because we're going to be forced to. But by then, hopefully we have a lot more stuff built up. The other thing is I haven't really done on this particular builds, I haven't really put a lot of points into upgrades. So I think what I'm going to do, since one thing to note, so like you see this poison sprayer is level 2, right? And this one's level 6. The reason this one's level 6 is it's gotten a lot more experience points off of kills. Same with this one. It's farther up the chain. So this poison sprayer is going to have 6, 5, So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to look to put in some just points. So I'm going to spend 60. Now it's level 3, 90, 120. Let's get it to level 5 and get it to a point where it's a lot more workable, So, and then as it earns experience points, its cost comes down. So it becomes cheaper and cheaper for you to level them up. The ballistas down here look okay. I think this one's most shield. So let's put shield damage in there. This one is just most health. Let's put a health. This one is the one that's been around the longest, but it's most health, so let's put health in there. Now I'm going to just go down and just put 1 into each of these. And I'm doing that because they're going to be very low level. So when things do start coming by, they're not going to be very effective if they're just sitting here at level 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. This one's most health. Now, see, this one's still level 1. And it does take up some coins, but it's worth it, because you'll start to panic later and be like, why is nothing happening? Why can't I kill anything? And it's because your towers are like level 1. So this is level 2. I actually want to build this one up quite a bit. I'm going to go all the way up to maybe level 9 with that. I know it's a lot of money, but when things hit this, it's really going to feel it. So these I'm going to go up a couple levels. We'll come back and grab these as well. I'll just go ahead and do one more on each of these anyways. Okay. This one's going to get a lot of work over time. So we're at 797. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. Let's just keep this expansion. I really want to see how, when eventually we'll get what's called a portal. You'll see this big portal here, and that's kind of the end of the road for that particular pathway. So I feel pretty good about how we have things set up at the moment. You see this shooting the bleed. So you see that blood arrow being shot. Unfortunately, it has a lot of shielding here, so it's protected from the bleed for a little bit. So these are the guys that really killed me last time. So I'm going to want to put maybe a ballista in here. We're going to put it towards most shield. We're going to pump up the shield 3 or 4 and see if we can just keep some of these guys from regenning a little bit. We're not poisoning them. We're going to hit them with enough damage to try and just keep that down. So now we got these teleporting guys. These teleporting guys are rough because they kind of skip portions of your defenses, and that's a little bit more difficult. So 48% chance. Probably going to wait till I get 50. Yeah, see, these guys get really fast. Hopefully the pieces that we have built is going to start helping us. Yeah, we did pretty good. So I'm doing a check here as well. There's still some guys left. Just doing a check to see if we killed any name guys, because sometimes there's just chests that sit out here forever. Mana's still doing good. I have 4 poison sprayers. I kind of want a poison sprayer over here too, just to kind of keep something doing damage. Oops, sorry. Let's deal with this first. Well, I don't see the mining. Mortar, finally. Yeah, okay. So we're going to skip the poison sprayer. So let's look at mortars. So mortars, I'm going to want to do them here first because this is where most everything is at the moment. So let's do a mortar and look at its, this is a +3. That's going to do a lot of work right there. So we're going to set it to most armor. You see it does 15 damage against armor and then most health. I'm going to go ahead and pump it up a little bit on armor. Let's put 5 extra slots into it, so now it's 6th level. Let's look at another mortar. These are going to be very, very cheap right now. So even though they're kind of doubling up in here, I'm going to just leave that one at level 6, leave this one alone. Let's save some money there. Down here, I'm going to look to put a mortar over here. Yep. And then, is this level 3 here? I think it is. Yeah, we'll put it right there. And then that covers us through here. Kind of want constant coverage if I can. So I'm going to put one there. And then one more mortar probably here. Is that, oh, we don't have enough gold. So we're close. I like spreading the mortars out. Let's go ahead and set these to most armor, most health. So I'm going to copy this. And then on the next mortar, I can just paste it. So you see progress. When I paste, it's most armor, most health. Paste. I think we did this one. Then we had one down here. And we're pasting this one. Okay. So we're going to be looking at putting some more mortars out here. We're going to want to mortar everything. That's just another layer of defenses to work in that armor. I want one more over here. Maybe one here might be able to reach just a little bit, but I don't think it's still within sight. But if we do get some extra range on it, it might be okay. So here we have a dude coming at us. He is the Soul Shepherd Oogie. That's going to be interesting. Now, with this here, I might actually put another mortar tower here. And let's set it to the most armor, most health. And this Oogie here, I don't have enough to start the damage on him. Let's see, I don't think we can click on it. We can't really learn more about him. But let's see what happens as he gets through this defensive mechanism here. Not too worried about what's in front of what's coming out the other side. There's usually only one boss at a time. So let's watch his damage here. Yeah, you see him starting to build up some damage, build up poison. He's going to be interesting. I think we'll be okay. If we get a whole block off of him here, I think we might be all right. We built up a lot of poison damage here. You can kind of see the number. So 5,900. As he walks around this, as he gets out of this poison, he's going to start taking damage. It'll start coming down, but it won't go up. Or is it going? Yeah, it's going down. So he finally stopped taking poison damage off that. But he's going to start taking it here again. So he's very, very slow. So he's going to start getting his poison increased again, which would be good. And you see the bleed kind of bled out. You know, we didn't get enough. Then he gets shot by another arrow. The bleeds aren't really doing much, but he's very, very slow. So now he's coming into another mortar alley here. He's going to be drawing lots of attention. Let's throw a ballista here and just say most health. He's probably got the most health out of all these guys. So just going to focus on him. So we got 2 of his blocks done. I think we're going to be okay, but I don't know. he's a rough one. He's pretty slow, and luckily he came out of the farthest gate. Farthest kind of spawner. One of the problems with doing that immensely long spawn, if he spawns here, you're kind of screwed, So we got lucky there. I'm getting a bit too happy with that other spawn, the way the spawn is. I'm going to go ahead and put a ballista here just so something's doing damage to him. This one I built, I'm going to destroy this one. So he's looking like he's getting a little rough here. So he's got all of his protection gone. Now we're just looking at health. So I'm going to demolish this just because I want him to die from something that's actually a tower that's going to stick around. It'd be great if one of these mortars killed them. You get a lot of XP. Or even the poison sprayer. Good with that. So we got the second boss down. We're at level 25. We got treasure chest here. So we either get the Tesla coil or all towers gain crit chance equal to their level but lose 1 base damage. I think we're going to go ahead and take this because I really don't want the Tesla coil. Let's do that. So we're at 50% chance to drop. Since we just got him, I'm just going to say we're just going to keep going. So over here, we have a twofer over here. So 1 and 1, right? Yes. We don't have any more twofers, so I'm just going to keep that one there, and that's it. I really would like to get the mining or you see the colors change too. The colors got a little diffused, and that's because we're getting farther along. So we're on level 26 now. Things are going to start ramping up, and you'll notice that here. You see these guys are getting much farther along. I need to start building some more defenses back there. So we finally got a card here. Haunted House Mine. Yes, mine is what I wanted. So we can get 1 mine here. I don't think we have any iron back here. We are starting to see some things get through here, so I need to start building up some defenses over here. Like a frost keep here would be pretty good. Yeah. So I'm going to put a frost keep here, and I'm going to put a poison sprayer here. And the reason being is they're going to start getting here. Before they were kind of all being stopped here, and now I got to start building some things up over here to kind of start picking away at them as they come along. So it's going to stress our mana a little bit, but we really do need to start building this area up a little bit. Fortunately, we don't have any elevation here, but we have a lot of ballistas working. We wanted to put a mortar in here. So hopefully that will work. Yeah, it's almost all the way to, we still have that labeled in here. So we're going to post that there. Awesome. So we got everybody that was coming at us is dead now. So that's good. Enemies killed regenerate an additional 1% max mana. Gold rush, enemies drop +3 gold when they die. However, they get faster. I really don't like that one. All ballistas deal more bleed damage. I'm going to do bleed damage because I saw some bleed damage getting accumulated on some of the boss there. He was at like 721 from the ballistas all shooting at him. So we'll do more bleed. Anytime we can do extra bleed and extra poisons and stuff, we're going to kind of go at it. So one thing I want to do with these is I want to go ahead and pump up their damage a bit. So I was comfortable with them being level 1 for a little bit, but now that things are going to start coming through here, I want them to be a little higher level. I need to set this to most shield, most health. And this one I'm just going to keep on progress. 415. So I have a lot of elevation here. I think I want to start spraying things in here some more. Another mortar down here where we can get to 3 pop. I don't think we have a 3 pop. Oh, we have one right here. We're going to do that. The reason being is that it's gonna work this area and this area too when we start fleshing those out. So let's do the paste here for most armor, most health. Let's put a couple levels into it. Now we're at 580. We can't really do anything else. I'm starting to wonder if this is far enough away that I think we're okay there. So now we've got this kind of spread out. Let's see if we can start doing some double work here. Right? We've got another high point here. This mortar is going to hit a lot, so I'm going to put a mortar there too. Paste. Then I don't think we have any more mana, so let's start looking at this particular one. I'm going to take down one more tree. We got another card here, which is good. I'm going to take the EMP here and just get some extra shield damage off of the mortars. Do you see? Here's one mine. It's going to be a little weird though, because I'm not sure what level it's on. I think it's on this level. Let's check. Currently mining, so that's good. And then we might be able to get, oops, sorry. This one might work too. Yes. So we got 2 mines, and then I think this one's going to be too high. Yeah, it needed to be on the level 1 zone. So that one's kind of maxed out. Let's go down. We have one. Oh, we have university spot too, but it's dead. We have maybe one next to it. Let's see if this mine works here. I think it will. Yep, currently mining. I didn't even see that university spot there. It popped up in this very last one. Let's look for some more iron. I think we had a spate of them down here. So let's do this. We got a lot of gold, and every time you put a mine down, you're going to increase your tower's hit points by 1. You see we're at 21 health now. So that's why I kind of want to start digging into these. And also, every single time you take damage, your mines are going to give you a percentage chance to heal later on. So I think that's all the mines I saw. And I kind of keep track of them by starting at our tower and working my way back. And then so we have all of our mines placed at this point. I'd love to get a haunted house option. So I think what I'm going to do here is just go ahead and expand again. We do have a really cool tower here that's going to be +6. We have a massive, massive zone of freezing there. So we're going to do that. We are going to need some more mana. So let's mana up here. No more mining came out. I'm going to throw... I am going to go ahead and take one more tree down. We got a card. Haunted house, that's what I wanted. So, and we also killed a named one. So let's do the sorcery and just get even more mana. We look to be doing okay. So I'm just going to look to use this time to build the houses. Now the houses do 2-fers. So when you're doing the houses here, you'll see this one. It says next to graves ×2. So your haunted houses can do 2-for-1s, which is good. So you look for all those 2-for-1s and you fill those in first. There's 2. That one is a 2-for-1 too. Yeah. So nothing here. I don't think there's anything to be concerned about over here yet. Sometimes you're just getting, hit and you're just like, oh no, there's not a lot you can do. You kind of got to build stuff out and be ready for it. So this house here should be good. This one's a 3-for, I think. Nope, it's only 2. There's some elevation in there. Let's do a haunted house here. Here. Yeah, I really want to work these haunted houses quite a bit. I want to make sure I put them in on the 2-for spots first. They're just, doing double work is super efficient with these houses and stuff. Okay. So all of those are done. Still doing some work over here on monsters. All right, I don't see any more gravestones over here. So let's go ahead and start working some gravestones here. We have 2830. And the reason I'm working the gravestones is they become very super effective at generating cash. So I like them a lot. Some people might, but I like them. So I'm just going to start working all of them. And I'm skipping some because of elevations. But I'm trying to work all of them. So maybe we'll stop there. We've got 1,000 left, and then we'll start filling them in again. See, and we actually hit a really, really good one here. I don't see anything Sorcery is really good, but this is very good. We raise the death tax by 15%. So if I look at a house here, it's going to tell us the tax rate is 40%, and it's going to generate 9. So for each of these houses I put out, it's going to generate 9, right? Now watch here. So when I select this, and if I look at the house again, now they're going to generate 12. That's a lot. Each one of these houses generating 12. You're going to see a lot of gold generated from these. Um, so we were going down here. Let's continue. At least one more. I want to expand some more down here. Now you see this name guy here, so we might get a chest off of him. I am going to go ahead and put in a poison sprayer here too. Let's do shield and health. And just start working all of this area. We do have a mana siphon need here. I think that one's good too. Oh, wow. 4 is really nice. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, and then we've got a university. So whenever we see the university again, these altars are what gives you university bonuses. I'm just going to put out some more houses here. And then they start building up over time too. So it's really, really good. Now you see we got this bunched up enemies here. I'm going to put in a ballista over here, ballista here, and have them start working on earning money on this house too. So now you see what I mean, like this named guy, he's getting really, really far down here, and he's not even taking bleeding damage yet because he's still protected by this. Once this goes away, that bleeding damage will, I think, unless he's immune. So his special ability, he's immune to bleed. But we're still working them good. We've got guys coming over here though. I don't like that. Do I have a frost keep spot here? Oh, we're just gonna put it there for now. I'm gonna put a poison sprayer in here. Oh, I can't. Let's kill this frost keep. Demolish. Let's put a poison sprayer right here. Just see if we can do some damage with these guys. Oh man, we're starting to get hit. I don't like it when we start to get hit, but it is what it is. Eventually you're gonna get hit. So level 29 is our first damage. So not too bad for where we're at in the game, you know. These guys all came out of a closer spot. So these are the same guys I think we were really getting hammered with before. And we still have more guys coming. Oh man, that sucks. All right, mortars. Let's see if we can get another mortar in here. We can't. We did this sprayer. Yeah, we're just going to have to eat some more damage. That's at least 4 more damage, right? Come on. Yeah, I'd like to get some burning on the mortars, and it'll help a lot with this. The mortars are just too slow to take care of this damage. Yeah, unfortunately. That's okay. We'll take the damage, and hopefully we'll start to regenerate some. So I'm from 23 to 14, all on level 29. I don't like that. So if we can get some burning sources, that would really help with those guys. Because I think that section where we're having issues is the armor section. So getting a mortar here would be good. So let's go and expand. And then let's look to chop a tree. We got a chest. Go ahead and I'm going to go and do this. I'm going to chop again because we kind of need some help here. Mortars do more armor. I'm going to chop one more time. That's all we got. We didn't get it out of this one, but I'm going to throw a mortar here and see if we can start doing work there. And I'm going to put one more mortar over here if we have enough. I think we do. And let's paste that. And I need to kind of build this up over through here as well. We can put another poison sprayer here, maybe. Yeah. We're going to do shield and health. And then we're going to build this up some. So shield multipliers, I'm going to put it all the way up to like maybe 7. And then get that done. Then also I'm going to look for a chest because we should have gotten a chest off of that one guy. Let's do armor and some health. And then these guys, I'm going to do armor. I'm going to make his priority armor. And armor as a second. Let's pump that up some. Now you see these guys getting through again. I'm going to go ahead and set him to keep him on health. I'm going to put another ballista here. It's set to most armor and try and pump up armor quite a bit. Do you see where we might have killed that guy? I don't think he generated a chest. He was pretty awfully tough for not generating a chest, but I guess it is what it is. Can we put another mortar down here? Start doing some work here. We can. We've got 2 mortars here. We'll look to put a mortar somewhere in here too, but I don't have enough gold. All right, what do we have left? So that time we didn't get anybody near us, so that's really good, but I don't know if the same enemies showed up there, so we'll have to see. Increase maximum bleed per second by 26. All mortars deal more damage to health. Crit chance. Oh, university. Let's do that. So the universities, I think, are pretty expensive, and I think maybe we can put one over here. I'm not sure. Let's see. So university is 500. Let's put it here. I don't think it's going to do anything here, right? Maybe, yeah. Okay. So the way universities work, so I don't have enough gold yet. But the way universities work is you decide what do you want to study, and then it affects global damages. So if you need more health, more armor, more shield, you can say, okay, I want to study armor studies. I want to study armor studies again. And then each time you push expand, you have a percentage chance for the university to learn something about that particular study. So you can just have global impacts from these, which is very, very good. So for the moment, I'm going to see if maybe this is the end of the line. If there's a portal here, or if it starts going down here, I would love to see some height if it continues down. Let's see. Okay, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't add a lot of height, but it is what it is. Now we can look here and see it didn't hit its 2%. It's okay. I'm going to go ahead and throw 1 in health and 1 in magic studies just to get a chance. And then I'm going to set another one down here so we can start that working. Oh man, it's going to give us a problem here. Come on. Yeah, it'll let us do all that, but that mortar's blocking. I don't think I can twist things around. I've never done that, so we might be kind of screwed here. All right, so for the moment, let's concentrate more on building up stuff to kill things. We did get a chest here, so let's open that. Let's do armor. The 2600, we look to be doing okay. It's not terrible. These guys here, let's see what get hit when they get hit by that shell. That worked pretty good. I'm going to put another mortar over here and another mortar over here. We got enough? Yeah. I just want these mortars doing a lot of work. So hopefully, we're going to go ahead and hit their armor up to level 10. And this one is going to be level 10. And see if we can just stop these guys from getting any farther. We got a lot of freezing going on here, poisoning, all this stuff. So hopefully that's enough to just kind of stop them. And then let's go back and start doing some of these haunted houses again. I think we got one here. Yep. I think we finished up all of these here. We got one that we could put here. That's good too, right? Yep. We've got a few here we can do. I think we only have 200 left, so we did that and that. So we've got a few more we can do, but that's pretty much the end of the line for the gravestones there. And then we got a bunch down here. So we still got some work to do. So let's go down here and see. Let's equalize that. If I put a poison sprayer here, Might be able to hit like both sides if we needed to. We need 1250. We're out of trees too, so we're kind of into the road there. That's a really, really good range. I think I'm going to remove this because it's not good enough. I'm going to put a mortar there because the mortar range is going to be way more. Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be able to kind of even hit these guys that are going through here. Yeah, see, it's picking him up here and it's still being able to hit him over here. How much is a frost keep? Is 1150 now? I wonder if I put one here just to slow him down even more. It's not a huge area, but it is just another way to slow him down. So I think I'm going to do that. We're at, you see, we've recovered health too. So those mines are doing work. So we were down to 14. Now we're up to 21. A little afraid we're going to start taking damage again through here. Another ballista over here, maybe. And let's concentrate on armor. Oops, sorry, wrong one. I do near death and armor. 1232. So over here, all ballistas have 15% crit chance, plus 1 to health. Let's see, mana, generate mana, lifesteal, fortification. Let's do this one with the 15% crit chance. Let's throw a ballista out here. I'm just going to go near death. See if we can use that as like an assassin one and pump its health up a little bit. These ones I want to work on some too. Good. Poison sprayer. Let's do shield. And I'm out of money. Okay. So we don't have any more money. That's okay. Let's go down here and see. Oh man, I'm going to expand here. Let's see what we get. So we got a mine, which is good. I'm going to do mine and another mine here. You see how much money we got too from, and it's all those haunted houses are doing a lot of work there. We got some mana items here. Let's do the siphon. 1, 2. I think we get 4 out of this one. That would be fantastic. You don't really need it, but eventually you do. It's kind of weird. It just hits up on you eventually. And start filling this one out if we can. So let's put another ballista here. I'm just going to give it the progress. And then can we do another ballista? Yep. And then let's put in some haunted houses. Let's put one here. That's a double. And then one here and one here. Yeah, so this one's all done. We could put one more in here. Then I'm going to look for doubles. I don't think there's any more doubles. Those are all, oh, no, that's a single as well. Okay, so let's see where they're at. Hopefully they're not getting down into here. They are. Oh, this is bad. So you have that. Let's put another mortar in here. Let's paste. And I'm going to put a poison sprayer here if I can get enough gold. This is where you really start the rubber meets the road here. Yeah, it's a little tough. It gets very tough where you really have to have advanced towers and to keep all these guys away from you later on. So we're at 2075 needed for a poison sprayer. I would like to get one there, and we do. Okay, let's just set most shield. We'll have to kind of let it do its own work for a little bit if things get down here. Just want to start, having this built up a little more. Wouldn't mind filling out a ton of ballista over here either, but they're getting pretty expensive now. So maybe what we can do is see if we can finally hit a portal down here. It's really far along. We should be hitting a portal somewhere. We're not. So we didn't really expose anything here either, which is quite frightening. Let's see. I don't know if I really want to do anything all the way down here. I wonder if we try and slow him down a little bit here too, if I can. Can I put a frost keep up here? Yes. Let's try and slow that down a little bit and see if we can have things concentrate more. And then I want to build this up, I think, a little bit and maybe put some more stuff in here. We do have a 3 spot exposed here. That would be a good place for or no, that's a 2. I thought it was a 3. I think we have a 3 spot here. I think we're going to do that. We need 1400. Let's do that. All right, I really don't have a lot more we can do. These guys are just going to get through at this point, and we hope for the best. We were going to put a little bit of shield damage on this guy. Let's go ahead and do that. We put in 6, some more armor damage here. Let's do some health damage here. Health. These little things do help, so you kind of gotta look at it. One of these 2 spots I might destroy to be able to put another frost keep down. Slow things down. Yeah, and then I'll throw another ballista down here. Yep. So poison sprayers gain +3 to health, +2 to damage to armor, +1 to health. Sorcery, all sprayers get damage to armor. This is not bad. I think I'm going to take the corrosion. We're at full health again, so you see we're up to 25. I do like that, and nothing got down into this lane again. So we're at least on that particular run, things got a little better. There were some iron over here, so I'm wondering if we expand over here a little more. Maybe we could get some more iron, but we didn't. But we did get one, so let's look at that. Now over here, we can throw a bunch of mortars over here if we want. So this is a mortar spot here. I'm going to do that. Might even be good as a poison sprayer. I might put a poison sprayer there. Or a frost keep. Let's do a frost keep because that'll slow a lot of things down. So I need 1450 here. Because I think this will hit both sides. Oh, no, it's not. So let's scoot it down 1. If I hit it here, yeah. So it'll be good next time. No, we're going to put a poison sprayer here. I know I keep going back and forth, but it's tough. Should have done better with that. Oh man, this isn't good. Let's open this chest that happens to be here. Let's do this one, do some more health. We're getting a lot of dudes down here this time. Remember when I said, oh, we got really lucky last time. We didn't have a lot of dudes down here. And then kaboom, here they are. Let's do a poison sprayer. I really want some height here. Yeah, here, let's do that. Let's do shield. Actually, you know what? Let's build a corrosive one, and we'll do shield next. Let's build one out for armor. I know armor's a ways back, but let's do that and see if we can have kind of a corrosive one. You see our mana's getting stressed, so I want to look for more crystals and throw some gatherers down on crystals. We have some here, so let's put our mana down here. Remember when I said our mana is just going to end up getting stressed at some point? And it is. It's getting stressed right now. Those 2 really help there, though. So put that in. We've got all this. We've got one here. We got some here to do too. So let's do this one, and this one. I think all 3 of those will gather now. Yep. And then let's look at throwing. I would love a mortar. Oh, we got an Oogie. I didn't even notice this dude. Holy smokes. This is bad. Yeah. Oh boy, he's way close. Oh yeah, I don't think we're making it by this 6th element Oogie. This is bad news for us. So let's demolish. Let's just put another ballista up here. I might actually, yeah, I only have enough for ballistas, unfortunately. Wow, I didn't notice that guy. They get hidden in these walls of stuff. I think we're just doomed on this one. That's okay. We haven't made it to wave 35 before, so we're doing some work. We're not going to get through him, I don't think. It's unfortunate, but it's just going to be what it is. We got him about halfway almost. So we did freeze him there for a moment. You might have saw him do a little dance there. Yeah, so we're freezing him a little bit, but he doesn't take any damage from the DOTs. So the dots, he's a 6th element Ogie, so he doesn't take any damage from any of the dots. So you just got to deal the pure damage to him. So he's really one that's gonna be difficult to get by. So we did defend 34 levels. That is the most we've ever gotten. So we're getting, we see it says new single defense records. That's how you know that you got a bonus there, is knows that this is your highest level yet. So we got a ton of points to work with. So let's go back to the menu. It should record our, play. So if we hit here, it says level 34. We didn't get through 35, so that's why it says 34, even though we're on level 35. So very good single defense for what we have available to us. So we need to unlock 3 more cards to get a bonus over here. Let's go do that now. Let's go ahead and spend some points. I think the flamethrower is something that's interesting because the flamethrower does damage against armor, and that's where we're having some problems too. And you saw how good the poison sprayer was. The flamethrower is very similar. So I think what we want to do here is let's get a corrosion and a spore, and then let's go get the flamethrower. So we'll have the flamethrower in business, and then we can look, you get all of these kind of cards for free when you open this. So you get all these ones are already in the pool for you. And then fuel saturation. So this is the same as those spores. All flamethrowers deal an extra 50% burn damage. Let's go ahead and do that and this. And let's take a look at the cheapies. Get those. I'm going to just snag those two. And snag these here. So we have 688 left. Let's go over and see how many cards we opened up in our permanent areas over here. I like these permanents because they give you a lot of advantages. So plus 100 gold, plus begin the game with another extra gold. All enemies drop an additional gold. So we've really improved our gold situation by an immense amount over here. And more gold means more towers, more upgrades, all of that. Draw an additional card from the treasure chest. So this one, when you open the chest, you get another card out of them, which is excellent. Draw frequency, draw upgrade cards every round. So 10 more unlocks gets us to this. So we might try and do that right now if we can. I don't think we're going to be able to though, because we've got, oh no, we've already spent. So 128. So I have to make that a priority next time. Increase your tower's hit points, increase your tower repair chance between 0% 100% depending on the tower health. So I'm going to go ahead and invest in this, and that way, oh wait, we don't have enough. It's all right. I'm going to invest in this and don't even have enough for it. So we were doing kill and fire and slow but sure. So let's go ahead and grab these. These are going to increase our chances with, or the number of hit point damage you can do with fire and poison. I'm going to take the special effect here. Just slows them when they're poisoned. Burning enemies burn faster based on how much slow they have. So those two kind of work pretty well together. And we'll keep the 28 we have. So return menu. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. This was a longer one. The videos with Rogue Tower are going to be longer. You can't avoid it. It's a longer game. You can't save the game. So when you start, you have to be prepared to just kind of hang with it until the game's over. You either win or you lose. But if you stop early, I think you get experience points, but you can't continue the game. As far as I know, I don't see any way to do that. So this was Rogue Tower again. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, dislike, leave comments. Let me know what you think of the game if you've picked it up and tried it. It's been around for a while, but it's extremely good. We were only scratching the surface here. And then once you start adding more lanes for monsters and stuff to come down, very, very good. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope you're having a good day. Take care, everybody.